What's going on, people? This is your boy Wanzo coming back to you with another video. Guys, I've been doing some thinking, and you know how we're talking about, these miners coming out, 8 nanometer, you got the 10 nanometer, and then you have, your regular, good old 16 nanometer chip miners. And it got me thinking, if there is a new miner coming out, in the next 30 days, how would we determine whether, for example, if I own a bunch of S9s, how long are they going to be good for? What determines, that they're going to be turning into bricks, and shit like that? Well, I've been checking here, and I've been doing a little bit of, I don't know, it's nothing really scientific on this, but, I've checked blockchain, I checked, Bitcoin Wisdom, and I checked Bitcoinity, and the difficulty in Bitcoin really exploded right here, okay? Right in the beginning of December, it absolutely exploded upwards. And if you go to all the charts, okay, you'll see where it just, where was it? Let me see. Is it even really showing here? I don't think that one's that good of a chart. I didn't like it. But, yeah, I mean, you can tell if you look at it here on this, this little chart here. But I really like this one here. It just seems to be more official from the Luxembourg blockchain website. The difficulty just exploded. It literally gained 2 trillion difficulty in a matter of 3 to 4 months. Okay, during that whole December surge, that January surge, it just seemed like, everybody and their mother was buying miners. You just couldn't find them in stock. Nobody had them. As soon as they came in, they were gone. And now you go to these websites and, Bitmain, Halong, whatever, and they're all, for the most part, everybody has them in stock. Well, I ran some numbers here, okay? I ran some numbers here, and I did 4 examples to see what would happen. Okay, now let's just disable these. Okay, let's just reset this back to normal. This right here, okay, and just so everybody understands, I'm going to be using examples that would pertain to me. Okay, if you've been following my channel for a little while, you'll know that back in February, I did a modification to my electrical system in my house. Okay, I added this sub panel that you're looking at, and it has 10 circuit breakers. Okay, that match these plugs. Okay, these are all 220 volt plugs, and I can plug in 10 Antminer S9s. Okay, just to make it simple. So I'm going to be using examples that will pertain to me in this. And I also have expansion up here, right above these. I have expansion for 5 more. Okay, I have room to add 5 more. All right. So I also use that example. Okay. So I have three A3s right now, running, and I did fix them. Okay. So they're running fine. And I added 7 here. So I 7 Antminer S9s. Okay, I don't want to confuse anybody or even confuse myself in doing this. So this example is 7 S9s. Okay, would give me 98,000 gigahash, 9,604 watts, my kilowatts per hour, my pool fees, and this is what it would cost me. Okay, and if I calculate those numbers, I'm looking at 1,083 days to break even. Okay, I'm looking at $9 profit per day, $37 in electricity, and a total revenue of $46.06. Okay, and these right here are my daily pool fees. Now I'm going to be pointing this out in all of these examples. Okay, is the amount of the revenue, my total revenue here, estimated rewards in total bitcoins. Okay, because this is where the difficulty affects you. Okay, it's in your rewards. Okay, so that right there ultimately will depend on, whether you can profit or not and cover your electricity, and whether you're going to go into the negative. Okay, so if the difficulty, okay, if the difficulty in a matter of March, let me see, December, January, February, March, and we're in the beginning of April. Okay, so let's just say in a matter of 3.5 months to 4 months, the difficulty exploded by 2 trillion, a little over 2 trillion. Okay, so it went from 1.3 trillion to 3.4 trillion. What would the difficulty look like at the end of this year? Now, I have no way of knowing for sure. Okay, but would it be safe to say that the Bitcoin difficulty could easily double to say 7 trillion? Or could it easily be safe to say that the Bitcoin difficulty could triple from this point here, bringing you to basically 10 trillion? Okay, so I'm gonna do that number. Okay, or I mean, could it even quadruple? To 14 trillion? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible. Okay, if it doubles from 3.5 to 7, and then it can quadruple, to 14 trillion. Let's run those numbers. Let's see what the hell it's going to look like. Okay, this example right here, okay, is basically the 7 Antminer S9s. Okay, this example here that I was doing on my own here is basically 2. Okay, 2 of those 8 nanometer ASIC, the Nano 8 compact that I reviewed yesterday. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out the video. I ran these numbers as well. Okay, and you're looking at 1,185 days to break even. All right, and these are your numbers. Okay, I'm not going to really run over all of these because it's going to take me here. I'm going to be here forever. Okay, and these are your rewards at the current difficulty. Okay, and then over here I have 10 Antminer S9s. Okay, to fit 10 miners on my setup. All right. And over here, I have 10 Antminer T9s. Okay, the ones that are 10.5 terahash. All right. So people understand what I'm doing here, because a lot of people, are saying that the Antminer S9 is gonna, become a brick. You're just going to be using it to hold up your patio deck outside, put it on cylinder blocks. You can use them like cylinder blocks and shit like that. I just want to find out how true this is. All right. So without trying to get lost here, let's manipulate this number here let's double it to 7 trillion difficulty. Okay, what's that going to look like? If the difficulty were to double, we're already in the negative. Okay, with the 7 Antminers. Okay, we're already in the negative. We're not earning enough. Okay, there's not enough hash power there to keep you afloat. Okay, and that's at the current price of Bitcoin. Okay, this is why the price of Bitcoin is pertinent to the increased difficulty. If the difficulty goes up and the price of Bitcoin stays stagnant the way it is now, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what you have. You would have to, this one here is my 10 Antminer S9s. Okay, you would have to have more hash power. All right, let's double that difficulty. You would have to have negative 721, negative 726. So the extra 3 Antminers really don't matter, okay, because of the price of Bitcoin is just so low. So let's raise the price of Bitcoin to, say, 7,500. What's that going to look like? The price of Bitcoin, 7,500, you're still in the negative, okay? Negative $15. Now let's try this one here. This is the 7 Antminer S9s, 7,500. Okay, you're still in the negative. So I'm trying to figure out how the hell can you be in the negative with less here than over here. But it must be the additional electricity. Okay, that's probably what it is. So let's double the price of Bitcoin, 12,000. What's that going to look like? Okay, so now we're churning a profit. Okay, so the higher the difficulty goes, the price of Bitcoin has to match it. Okay, so if let's just say that the Bitcoin difficulty doubles, the price of Bitcoin has to match. And we know it fluctuates, it goes up and down, okay, but it has to. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money. 12,000 on this one. Okay, so you're at $4.55 profit. On the 10 Antminers, you're at $6.58 profit. Okay, now let's try doubling the difficulty. Okay, we're gonna double the difficulty. Okay, of Bitcoin. Let's just say this is probably what it's gonna look like at the end of this year. And this is all hypothetical, guys, okay? This is no, I'm just kind of brainstorming here, all right? Hopefully you guys are following me. All right, so the 7 Antminers, let's double the difficulty, all right? 14 trillion difficulty. Calculate. At $12,000 Bitcoin, you're in the negative, okay? Now let's double the difficulty on the 10 Antminer S9s. At 12,000 Bitcoin, you're in the negative. How high would the price of Bitcoin have to be for you to profit, for me to profit? Okay, let's check it out. Let's make Bitcoin 20,000. You're still in the negative. Okay, so the difficulty of Bitcoin quadrupling what it currently is right now at $20,000 Bitcoin, your Antminers are going to be in the negative. Okay, now let's try the 10 Antminer S9s, 20,000 Bitcoin. You're still in the negative, barely, but still in the negative. Now let's try 25,000 Bitcoin. All right, now you're earning a profit. So 25,000 Bitcoin, let's try, what is it? Let's try 23. Let's see where we get into the negative here. Let's do 22,000 Bitcoin. Okay, 21,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so now we're in the negative. Okay, so I would say probably 21,005. Yeah, so right up in the 21,005 area, 21,400 area at 14 trillion difficulty. okay, which is 4 times of what it is right now, Bitcoin would have to be at this price for you to break even, or for your Antminers to begin to lose value where they no longer generate anything. Okay. Besides, you're only generating not even a Bitcoin with that much hash power, 140 terahash. Okay, at that difficulty, 140 terahash is going to only earn you 0.90 Bitcoin. Okay, but as long as the price of Bitcoin is up, it won't matter. Okay, so let's just say at the end of this year, people are saying that Bitcoin's supposed to be 25,000. So what are you going to look like? It looks like you're earning $9 per day. You're paying that much in electricity, total revenue, Bitcoin fees, pool fees, and here's what you're generating per year. Okay? So this number's pretty damn high. Okay? I don't like seeing those numbers. 1,500 days to break even. How long would it take to bring it down to what we're used to? Say 200 days, something like that. Let's make Bitcoin 30,000. Okay, we're at 658 days to break even. And the numbers are starting to look more attractive. Okay? Your electricity is not going to change. Just the profit, total revenue, and this isn't going to change either because it doesn't matter. It's gonna only be able to reward you what it can. So let's try 40,000 Bitcoin. So now we're looking at 306 days to break even. Okay. 50,000 Bitcoin. 199 days to break even. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? I mean, do you think that if do you guys think that if you purchase, do you think that if you purchase an Antminer S9 right now, it'll be a brick by the end of the year? What if you purchase 5? Or in my situation, what if I purchase 10? Okay? What if I purchase 10 Antminers? Okay, S9s. I get rid of my A3s, and I install 10 Antminer S9s. Do you guys think that I'd be making a big mistake? Do you think my Antminers are going to turn into bricks? Okay, how does that compare to like an 8 nanometer? Okay, this is the 8 nano that I reviewed yesterday. Let's do what I just did to this one, okay? And hopefully you guys have caught on to what I'm trying to do here, okay? Because this is the current difficulty right now, 3.5 trillion, okay? And that's the price of Bitcoin right now. I put 76,000 gigahash for 2 machines, okay? I put 2 machines. Now we're looking at 6,700 in power, my kilowatts per hour, pool fees, and how much I would pay for the units to be shipped to my house. Okay, actually it would be a little more than that. It would be 12,200 shipping for both and the power cables. Okay, so we're looking at 1,220 days to break even. We're looking at $10 profit per day, $25.73 in electricity, total revenue of $35.72, and I would be generating 1.95 Bitcoin per year. Okay? Now what happens if we double? We're going to do the same thing as we did earlier. We're going to double the difficulty. Double it to 7 trillion. Now we're in the negative. Okay, we're in the negative. So even the 8 nanometer machine doesn't matter. Okay? You need to pile the hash power on top of piling. You need to pile as much hash power as you can on what you're able to do. Okay? Otherwise, it doesn't matter if it's 16 nanometer, 10 nanometer, 8 nanometer. That doesn't matter. With difficulty. You need to have the ability of piling the hash power up. You need to frickin' double that. You need to quadruple it. Shit like that in order for it to be effective. But everything else is going to double and quadruple and triple and everything, It's just crazy. So let's just do this. 14 trillion like I did earlier. Calculate. Okay, so we're in the negative. Okay, at this point we're only earning 0.48 Bitcoin. Okay, at a quadruple difficulty. Let's change the value of Bitcoin. Let's go to 12,000. Still in the negative. Okay, we're still in the negative here. We're still 1,264 days. Let's do 20,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so now we're starting to churn a little bit of a profit. $1.07 for 76,000 gigahash. That's a pretty shitty number. Let's do 25,000 Bitcoin. That's what everybody's saying Bitcoin is going to be at the end of the year. So at 25,000 Bitcoin, we're looking at 1,570 days to break even. You're looking at $777 per day, $3,350 total revenue, your electricity, and you're still earning 0.489 BTC. 30,000 Bitcoin, 843 days to break even. Much better. 1447 profit. Let's do 40,000 Bitcoin. Oops, sorry. Went too many zeros. 437 days to break even. $28 per day profit. 50,000 Bitcoin. 295 days to break even. Okay, 41.37, 41.27 per day profit. Okay, with the 8 nano compact. So I guess the point of this video is, and hopefully a lot of you guys stuck along, the point of this video is I'm trying to determine if Antminer S9s are going to become obsolete if you were to buy any right now. If you were to buy any at this moment, are they going to become bricks anytime soon? And the answer to that, in my opinion, okay, is if you have enough Antminer S9s running, the answer to that is going to be no. The answer to that is going to be no. Because what matters when the difficulty goes up, what matters is not only the price of Bitcoin, but it's your hash rate. So in my situation, if I'm able to put 10 Antminer S9s here, hypothetically, I should be fine. Unless the price of Bitcoin tanks and just falls through the floor. Okay, $1,000 Bitcoin, like everybody's saying. Okay, because there's this conspiracy out there about a crypto cartel that's suppressing the price of Bitcoin, and their goal is to get it down to $1,000. Okay, now I don't know if this is true. Okay, I know that there's always been whales. There's always been whales in crypto, especially if they're from the beginning. When they were mining Bitcoin, with fucking just your CPU. And people had thousands and thousands of Bitcoin. Okay, and how many Bitcoin would these people have to have in order to manipulate the price of Bitcoin down to 1,000? Okay, so I don't know, guys. I mean, what do you guys think about my theory here about the Antminer S9? Do you think that it's going to turn into a brick? And what do you think about the numbers that I just ran? Okay, about raising the difficulty, basically quadrupling the difficulty of what it is right now. Do these numbers make sense? I mean, do they don't? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to understand this as much as anybody else out there because I am pro ASIC. Okay, I know I've been getting flack from people saying that, oh, you're kissing ASIC ass or something like that along those lines. I mean, guys, first of all, I'm pro mining, okay? And secondly, I'm pro ASIC, okay? That doesn't mean that I hate GPU mining, okay? GPU mining, just like CPU mining, had its day. It's not even that profitable anymore. So I don't even know what people are crying about. When you look at some of these numbers, to GPUs, they just suck. They're not even freaking profitable. What the hell? Freaking $2 a day for Ethereum? That's trash. So I just don't see what the point is of people saying, "Oh, you're anti GPU or anything like that." No, I'm not anti GPU. I think GPUs were great. They had their time, okay, and their time is basically they're driving into the sunset, kind of like CPUs did. Okay, they rode off into the sunset and they had their day. Okay, GPUs had their day. They're eventually going to be phased out eventually, and someday ASICs are going to be phased out with something else. I don't know what, quantum computers. Who knows? But it's called technology advancements. But anyway, I'm rambling on enough, guys. Tell me what you think below. You know, and I really, I was kind of all over the place with this video, but I'm trying to, I'm hoping you guys understand what I was trying to do here. Let me know, please. Peace.